Hello, and welcome to another enlightening episode of Virtually Viking, the podcast where we keep you connected with the world at St. John's River State College. I'm your host, Sunshine Neely, recruitment specialist, and your guide to all things SJR State. Whether you're a student, an educator, or a community member, this podcast is your portal to the exciting developments happening here at our college. Today, I am thrilled to have a special guest from the Teacher Education Department, Mrs. Dawn Bowles. And Dawn will be sharing her insight on the innovative programs offered in teacher education at St. John's River State College and how they're shaping the future of teaching. So sit back and enjoy the ride. So welcome, Dawn.
Good morning, Sunshine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. So can you tell us, our audience, a little bit about your background and how you became involved with the teacher education department?
Sure. So I grew up in Florida. I got both of my degrees here. I absolutely loved college the whole time I was in it. And then after I graduated with my master's degree, I moved up to Georgia with my family and ended up getting into teaching at a small college on a military base, and really enjoyed that college teaching experience. Then we moved back to Florida and I ended up getting involved in teaching in preschool. I was a preschool assistant and then ended up volunteering in my own children's classrooms and just really got immersed more in the field of education, and loved it. And then moved back to Ohio. So we were kind of
Oh,
all
wow.
over and ended up teaching preschool in an academy in Ohio and doing some assistant director role there. And just really learned a lot in that journey. And then our paths brought us back to Florida once more. And at that point is when I got hired on with the college in the teacher education department. And so I have been in my same role for about 12 years now. I've been in the teacher education department the whole time that I've been here and really have loved it, have seen a lot of things change and grow, and just enjoy working here.
Definitely. Well, we are glad that you decided to come back to Florida. Definitely with the colder weather. So I know you're like, I'm glad I'm in Florida.
Yes, I am.
Now, can you provide like a general overview of the teacher education program here at St. John's River State College?
Sure. So our department is actually very, I guess, complex, you could say. So we offer classes in multiple different areas. So we have lower level education elective courses for
Mhm.
students who are trying to decide if teaching might be the right career for them.
Right.
We have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, which focuses on the really early years of elementary school, so pre-K through third grade. We're getting ready to start another bachelor's degree in exceptional student education, which is going to be kindergarten through 12th grade.
Oh,
That'll
wow.
start in fall of 25. And so we're very thrilled to offer that bachelor's degree. We offer an alternative certification program for adults who already have a bachelor's degree, but want to become teachers or change careers and get into education. And so that's a year-long program that we offer online here at the college. And then lastly, we offer online classes for teachers who need to renew their teaching certificate, or who are working on a temporary and just need a few classes to finish up to get their professional license. So we offer a wide range of things, or wide array, I'm sorry, of offerings for everybody on their education journey.
Oh, that's really cool. As you were talking, I was thinking like I feel like we're reaching all of those areas, touching all of those bases. The current teacher, the new teacher, the change of career person. So
Yes.
that's really cool that we offer those things.
Yes.
Now, what makes our teacher education program here at St. John's River State College unique compared to other colleges?
So I think the two things that stand out to me the most are we're local. So our students,
Right.
when they come to us, they are doing their classroom field experiences in a school in their
Mhm.
county. So they're staying in the areas where they've grown up, where they live, where they may work. A lot of them go back into the schools they went to as children. And so it's just a really unique thing that we have, that we're very local. The other thing that I think makes us unique and different is that our courses are hybrid. So they're not traditional day classes. Our students can work while they're working on their bachelor's degree. Most of the coursework is online, and then their classes meet just one night a week. And so it really is an
Okay.
ideal program for students who have to work or want to work while they're going to school, or who are maybe they're coming back to school and are raising families. It's a really nice, flexible schedule so that they can get their degree while still doing other things.
Right, right. And let's be honest, most of us have to work while we go to school.
That's right.
Just most of us.
That's right.
And then I like the first part that you mentioned about we're local, and students are working and volunteering at local schools, and
Yes.
it builds a sense of community,
It
because you
does.
can go into like your local Walmart or church or whatever things that you do, and then also you go in and you see those same people. You're like, oh, I know Miss such and
Hmm.
such or this and that. So that's really cool. My 8-year-old had her parapro was working on her degree as well, and so she worked with her at the school, and then now she graduated, and now she's a teacher, and so it's good that Madison remembers her, and now she can see her in the classroom working as well. I think that makes a big difference, and it just helps build that community, so that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
um Now, can you share some examples of practical experiences or internships that students participate in?
Sure. So our bachelor program is designed that students are going to get an increasing amount of exposure and experience in the classroom while they're working on their degree. So their first semester in the program, we don't require any field hours, so they can really get used to our program, get
Right.
used to the rigor of the bachelor courses. But then after that, they start going in and increasing hours. And so we try to get them in several different schools with several different teachers and in a couple different grade levels. We want our students to really have that exposure to different school cultures, different teaching types. Every school is unique, and so we want our students to experience that uniqueness and get a feel for the type of school they feel they fit in best. And then their last semester in our program is a full-time 12-week internship. So they're working
Oh,
with a mentor
wow.
teacher every day for 12 weeks. So most of that last semester, really learning how to be an effective teacher in the classroom while also having guidance from a supervising teacher while they're doing it.
Oh, wow. That's really cool, because I'm a hands-on learner. So,
Yeah.
I can read the book, but then I need to be in the classroom so I know what's going on. So that's really awesome. And now, students, we have, of course, campuses in Palaca, St. Augustine, and Orange Park. So students have the opportunity to, like, if I was in Palaca and I live in Palaca, is it okay if I do a St. John's or a Clay County internship?
So um, the answer to that is you could.
Okay.
It gets a little tricky. Most of
Mhm.
our students stay in one district. The main
Okay.
reason for that being because every district has its own fingerprint
Right.
requirements. So it adds a little bit of a cost to
Right.
switch school districts. But I have had students who wanted that experience, and so it is something that is possible to
Right. Okay.
do. And our students do travel from campus to campus with their class meetings for their programs. So they do get a little bit of exposure to our different counties while
Okay.
they're working on our degree.
That's cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Don. Now, so as we know, any student, there are times when life is lifing.
Yes,
And
yes.
so right? What type of support services are available for students in the teacher education program?
So I really love that you asked this question because we are a very hands-on department. Because we are a state college, we're able to really get to know our students.
Hmm.
And so we encourage them that if things come up, which they do every
Right.
semester, we're here to support them. And so the college does have the Student Ombuds Office, which is a great resource that we point our students to who are struggling, that need some additional resources. But then in addition to that, our department is available to meet with our students. So students can come meet with me, they can meet with our associate dean, our instructors are incredibly hands-on with our students. So there are a lot of support systems in place. And we do have students every semester that stuff comes up, and then you also have the option to go part-time. So most
Hmm.
students will go full-time in our program to earn their degree, but sometimes that's not feasible.
Right.
So part-time or even three-quarter time is an option, and we'll work with you to make that work in your schedule because our biggest goal is that we want to see you be successful and
Yes.
succeed and be a teacher. So there really is a lot of support options for those students who are struggling or just need a little bit of extra guidance.
That I love that. So many times you hear students say, "Well, I was in college, but I had to do this because I had this because life happens."
It
And
does.
I one of the things that I'm proud of is our Ombuds program and the flexibility or the availability that our departments have where they're hands-on with the students. They're able to come in and talk to you, and you're not just another student or
Exactly.
because I've been, in college, and I'm not going to say the name, but I remember not being able to talk to my professor, like emailing and not getting a response back. So it's really helpful when people care.
Oh yeah, and our
Yeah,
instructors they really do go above and beyond. Like they know their students, the students have the ability to connect with them. So it is very different from going to a larger
right,
university where you may not have that option. You will always have access to your
right.
instructors and get the help that you need.
I love that. All right. So, what are some notable achievements or success stories from graduates, and one that you may have had a personal experience yourself with that you would like to share?
So I don't know if you're looking like for specific names of graduates. We're honestly proud of all of them. I just get so excited every semester at graduation,
Yes.
getting to watch them walk across the stage. Like to me, that is a success story.
Yes.
My favorite part is when our graduates go back, they get hired in their districts, which is what they've been working for. And
Right.
then a few years down the road, they start hosting our current students in their classroom. They're the mentor teachers now,
Oh,
and
yes.
that for their field experiences and their internships, that is probably hands down my favorite part, is watching them go into the classrooms of our graduates, and our graduates emailing me back and be like, I'm so excited to have one of your students this term. Like it really is a very full circle moment being
Yes.
able to watch that happen. And
Yes.
so we also, our graduates, frequently get nominated as Rookie Teachers of the Year and Teachers of the Years in their respective school districts. And that is so heartwarming, for our whole department, just to see
Right.
them be recognized by their school and by their district. A couple years ago, we had in one of our schools, in St. Johns County, two of our graduates, they were teacher of the year and rookie teacher of the year at their school in the same year.
Wow.
And so it's just so neat to be able to watch them enjoy those accolades and their successes after coming through our program.
And it definitely says a lot about the program, about the instructors, about the whole process from start to finish. That that we're producing these great teacher of the year in their first year teaching. So that's really, really awesome, and definitely something to be proud about.
Yes. Hmm.
Now, with the educational standards and practices changing, like much of everything, how is the program adapting to those changes?
So it does. I feel like the Department of Education changes things on us very often,
All
as
right.
as they grow and learn. And so we really do stay up on those. the admin of our department, and we go to conferences a few times a year where the Department of Education is, so that we can stay on top of the legislative changes that are happening, what they're wanting to see in teacher candidates, what they want to see in our graduates. And so as we are made aware of those changes, we meet with our faculty and then figure out the best way to implement those in the classroom. So some things are universal and don't change
Right.
as you're going through teaching, but some of the things like the standards, the curriculum, those change frequently. And so really what our instructors do is try to prepare them to be successful regardless of what that curriculum is going to be, because that is going to change every couple years. We want them to have the foundational skills that they can roll with that and
Right.
still be an effective teacher to the students in their classroom. So we do stay on top of all the current trends, the changes, and then work on the best way to implement that so our students can see that in real time.
Definitely. Now, I want to touch a little bit on community engagement. How does the teacher education program engage with local schools? I know you probably have you have to have relationships with each county and the different schools, but how do you engage with those local schools, and then reach out to the community, and or are there any local or community events that we attend?
So our dean of our program works in one of our counties and helps with Teacher of the Year. Our associate dean
Oh,
sits on multiple teacher advisory education boards. Our dean sits on a few as well. And so there really is that engagement piece
right,
where they are helping with the advisory boards. And
right,
then we also really try to get involved and go into these schools that have these education academies, the teaching academies, when we're able. So we love
right.
speaking to aspiring educators, students who are even considering being teachers or considering education as a career path. So we take that opportunity whenever we can. I've been very fortunate to go with you and Mickey to some high schools as well
Yes.
and go to some outreach events and recruitment events. And so we really do try to be active and engaged in all three of our school districts when we can. And then we also have, our open houses here at the college
Oh, yes.
where we're staying involved as well with the
Yes.
community. And several years ago, we even had one of our graduates reach out to us at her particular school and was like, "Hey, my classroom is in need of." I don't remember what it was at the time, but her classroom had a need for a project they were doing. And so we
Oh,
were able
wow.
to help assist with that. And so we really try to stay connected with our graduates and help our school districts too. We have partnerships with Putnam, Clay, and St. Johns counties. And so they're very close relationships that we have so that when our districts need something as well, they know that we're a point of reference, that they can come to us and we can try to help in the best way that we're able.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, you're when I love to call on you when we have tours and different things because you're so willing to help out, which is awesome. And then your video that you showed during presentation, I've seen it over and over and over again, and I always cry.
Me too.
I'm
Me too.
like,
Teaching is such an important field, and so it really does make an impact on the lives of so many.
yes. Now, thinking about the future of teacher education, what are some of the future goals or initiatives for the teacher education department?
So our biggest one really has been adding this new bachelor's degree in exceptional student education. So that particular field is a high demand
Hmm.
field. There just aren't
Yes,
enough teachers to work in that
yes,
area. So we are thrilled to be able to offer that. It is kindergarten through 12th. So we always have students who are interested in teaching the older grade levels, the middle
right.
school and high school. And so now this opens up that opportunity and that door for them to do that as well. So that's the biggest one. We're really excited to start that this August.
Yeah.
The other one, we are changing up our alternative certification program. So that EPI program,
Okay.
we are streamlining it a little bit more to match up with some of our teacher certification and recertification courses. So it's a smoother process. And so that will also take place this August. And we're very excited about that as well. We just want to make our programs accessible and just easy for our students to navigate to reach their education goals.
Right. It's almost like you guys are having a grand reopening in the fall with the new program. You're like grand opening.
It is.
um,
It's been a lot of work behind the scenes, so we're very excited to
excited.
start that this fall. Yeah.
Well, that is congratulations on those new programs. Now, how can a prospective student best prepare themselves for the teacher education program?
So I would start by saying that if you are considering a career in education, you think you want to be a teacher, one of the best ways to do that is volunteer. Like start volunteering
Mm,
in a local school. See if really that might be the right fit for you.
right.
And then while you're here working on your AA degree, we have several education courses that are completely online that really can kind of help cement that. The one that is required if you do decide you want to become a teacher is the Introduction to the Teaching Profession course. And
Hmm.
that gives students an opportunity to go observe in a classroom in a grade area that they're considering.
Right.
Like elementary, middle, or high school. And so, really, for a lot of students, that is the moment that they know, okay, I can
This
see
is it.
myself doing this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Or, maybe this might not be the career for me. And that's important. That's important to decide. And
Definitely.
so really those two things I feel like are the most important. Volunteer and then take some of those education elective courses to get that feel for that the career field.
Yes, I totally agree with you because last week was Literacy Week for Florida, and I took my 19-year-old with me to read some books, and so I signed her up. I was like, "You're gonna read books to elementary school kids," and she was like, "Okay." But so I went to a class and she went to a class and read just like one book, and then we talked about our career. So she talked about attending college and things like that. Well, and then that was it. I came to work and she went to school, and she texted me later that morning and she said, "I really enjoyed that." And she's like, "Maybe I should be a teacher." And now she's a dance major. So I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, volunteering and actually doing it, you can, get a feel and be like, "Oh, I really like this."
Hmm.
For me, I'm going to pass on the teaching. However, I did enjoy volunteering and reading the book, and then I go
Yes.
home.
Yeah.
So, I think volunteering is very important so that like everybody wants to be a teacher growing up, but do we really want to be a teacher? So that's important.
Right.
I like
Right. And
that.
it needs to be something you're passionate about because
Passionate
those
about.
kids,
Correct.
right, the students are depending on you and they know when their teacher
Right.
loves what they're
Love.
doing or maybe it's not for
Yeah.
them. And so just
Right.
knowing that beforehand is so important because it's
Yes.
a very impactful career.
It is. And it's so my fifth grade teacher, um, I think everybody in the whole class loved this lady. She was like the best. And then so we graduated from fifth grade, and she wrote us letters. She went to like Europe for the summer, and she wrote us letters and postcards. We were, until this day, we're all like, when we go to our class reunion, we're
Mhm.
like, Miss Howell, Miss Howell. So you definitely make an impact on kids, whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
So definitely
Yes.
make sure it's what you want to do. Now, as we get ready to wrap up, I have a few more questions for you. Are there any upcoming um, programs? I know Open House is coming up
Yes.
in March. Are
In
there any
March.
other events or community things that teacher education will be attending?
Right now, just those three open houses. So we do have them in March. We'll be on all three campuses there to discuss our program. So if anyone is interested or would even just like some more information, we will be there and would love to speak to anybody who's interested.
Yes. And so then my last question is there anything else that you want to share with the listeners about the teacher education program that we may not have went over, or that you just want to recap on?
Um, Really just if education is something that you're considering, I would really encourage you to explore that. If you're
Yes.
in school, or maybe you've taken a break from school, I have a lot of people that come back and are just like,
Hmm.
I took a break because of life or whatever may have
Right.
happened, and now they're ready to start again. Just explore that option. We need teachers desperately. It is a high demand field. There are not enough teachers. And so
Right.
it is a great career to go into. It is one that will make a very long lasting impression, like you mentioned, on
Yes.
students. And you really do have the ability to touch another life. And yeah, so I just encourage you to explore that, even if you already have a degree. I have a lot of people that come back to our alternative certification program and are like, I always wanted to be a
The
teacher.
teacher.
But yeah, but I got into college and someone convinced me to do this career or that
Right.
career. And now as an adult, I've come to realize this is what I was meant to do. And so
Hmm.
there's options, if you fall into that category too, we can help you achieve that dream also. So we would love to talk to anybody who's interested.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much for providing such valuable insight into the teacher education program. And thank you for your impactful work that you're doing with the program. And we're excited about the new programs that you guys will have this fall. So we hope today's conversation has inspired you and offered a fresh perspective on the importance of teacher education. Remember, whether you're considering a career in teaching or simply exploring educational opportunities here at St. John's River State College, we are here to support you on that journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more engaging discussions and updates. And if you have any topics that you would like to go over, for us to go over, definitely email us at virtuallyviking@sjrstate.edu. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and remain Viking strong.